So I had this epiphany this morning, and I really think it'll help some other people because I have been struggling not only with seasonal depression, but also with the essence of who I am, which is a giver. And I realize that a lot of times I'm just tired. I'm exhausted mentally because I take on a lot of things that don't necessarily belong to me. And I don't want anybody that's around me to get offended by this because this is just cumulative experiences over my last 20 years. This is not a subliminal towards anyone, but I wanted to share because I don't know, God has been speaking to me a lot. And I've told one or two of my closest friends recently, I'm like, in 2025, my only goal is to learn how to mind my business. Like, I am just exerting too much energy into things that other people have going on, and I need to learn how to conserve my energy and just how to mind my business. And that is going to be my goal for the new year. So this is what happened. This morning in Nashville, it rained so hard. It woke me up out of my sleep. And I'm like, wow, it hadn't rained this hard in a long time. And I remember thinking to myself, man, I wish I would go outside. But I work 100% remote. I'm always in the house. It was one of those kind of storms this morning where I was like, if I did have a job I needed to go to, they wouldn't see me today. And they for darn sure wouldn't see me anytime soon because I'm not going outside in that. And almost immediately I heard God say to me, if you won't go outside in a storm like that for yourself, why do you do it for others? Y'all, I was not trying to hear that. It was just so clear. Like, it's 8 o'clock in the morning, sir. Why you gotta go so deep? I ain't even woke up for work yet and I need to log in a second. Like, he blew my mind with that one thought. And I low-key, I was so mad because I'm like, God, what is the meaning of this? What does this mean? I hadn't even had caffeine yet. Can we not go this deep? But it was literally the understanding of, you won't step out of your door. You won't put one foot out of your door in this storm. But good and darn well, you'll do it for other people. And why is that? Why would you go above and beyond for other people doing things that you don't even do for yourself, or show up in ways that you wouldn't even show up for yourself in the same exact situation? And I had to sit with that. You wonder why you're exhausted. You wonder why you're tired. But it's because you've been traveling from one person's storm to another. So real quick, I always have dreams. People that have followed me, y'all know that I'm a dreamer, right? And I had a dream a couple of days ago that scared the living daylights out of me. And it made me sit still. And typically when I have a dream, like, I get my revelation right then. Like, when I wake up, if I have a certain feeling, that dream sticks with me and I'm able to kind of discern what it means. I was in an apartment and it had floor to ceiling windows, and it looked like a beautiful apartment that would be over, like, the Hudson River somewhere out in New York. I think that's New York. But it was a huge body of water outside. And I could tell that I was like a couple of stories up and I had a fantastic view, but it was nighttime. There were two people that were in my house. They were strangers. Like, I knew them, but they were strangers to me still, if that makes sense. And I see the winds roaring outside. And I don't know how I knew the winds were that strong because we were overlooking the water, but I could see things flying past the window. And it seemed like the winds were going, 150, maybe almost 200 miles per hour. It was insane. And it scared me, but I'm like, okay, well, the structure is still good. And all of a sudden there was lightning. When the thunder came, the thunder was so strong, it shook the apartment like an earthquake. All of a sudden, I hear this stranger that's in my home say, we need to get out of here, because we could see a tornado far in the distance. And the tornado went from being something really kind of small and slim to being very massive and very wide. And the tornado got big so quick, like it was super, super wide. It just looked like something wicked. And I'm thinking to myself, is this the end of the world? I have this stranger call out to me and they're like, hey, we need to get on the water and we need to catch the boat to safety. Even in my dream, I'm thinking to myself, why are we going outside to get on a boat when the tornado is coming across the water? But for whatever reason, me and my silly self, I end up on the boat with these two individuals. And as I'm on the boat with these individuals, I'm calm. The tornado is literally coming across the sea towards us. But now the sun is starting to come up and it's starting to be daylight and this storm is still going. And almost as the tornado moves to our boat, I sense the fear in the two people in front of me, but I'm looking at the tornado and I'm thinking to myself, I know how this goes. It's not going to touch me. So I don't have any fear, any anxiety. I'm more so looking at the tornado in wonder. They have their backs to the tornado, but they're frightened. And as I look at it, it dwindles down from a big tornado to a small little cyclone and then it lifts up in the air and it literally just disperses. And so when God gives me dreams like that, he lets me know that there is danger near, but it's not going to come nigh thee, right? When I woke up from that dream, even though I was shaken, I knew, okay, whatever this storm is, it's not going to harm me, but it's sure as hell going to be a bad storm. But after having that epiphany this morning, I looked at it from the simple fact, I had strangers that led me outside the structure of safety. I had strangers that led me to the water where the storm was, where the tornado was far off. Like, who goes and jumps in a boat when a tornado is coming? Nobody. And even then, when I had that thought, I felt like God was saying, yeah, that's exactly what you do. You'll leave a structure that is perfectly fine to go and to jump into the deepest troubled waters that you can find just because someone says, come with me. Instead of using my discernment or even my common sense to say no. So anyways, I said all of that to say, I am truly minding my business in 2025. I'm going to put me first for once in a way that I haven't done in decades. It'll be different practicing this type of restraint, but I feel like it's very necessary in order for me to achieve my goals and get to where I need to get. These are just some of the changes that I have to make, because if I really start to pour into me the way that I've poured into others, I might actually have a beautiful road ahead of me. Who knows?